we're early. Sometimes it's good to be early. But our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dillon, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just got to toss another person to make a statement.
My show's about the people's podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Live from somewhere, it's
Dillon.
Good whatever to you, whenever you are watching this episode of Co-Host Auditions. I am your co-host, Dillon, and today's host is Aaron Imholte of the Steel Toe Morning Show. This episode I was actually going to put off for a little bit because I just was dabbling in the Dabbleverse, Hackverse with Phil Elmore, but a lot has happened with Aaron Imholte. He is running his wife off of the show. We are seeing a marriage absolutely crumble right in front of us. So he is going to need a second mic sooner than later. And as I was posting this over on the Spurgtopia Discord to give it some little bit of promotion, that's the word I'm looking for, Turbs McGurk is reporting that there is someone else who is in competition to help Aaron Imholte out with his show. Crumbum is rumored to be the third mic incoming for the Steel Toe Morning Show, and that is fantastic for Aaron, seeing as how he cannot keep his wife on the show, having a little trouble keeping her in the house. That's good news for Aaron that there are several dabblers, several beloved chatters who are ready to step up and help him fix this broken ass show. Will he accept that help? We will see. And the thing is, I almost decided to be a fan of Steel Toe. I stumbled upon him in late 2022. Darkside Phil, he was commenting on pretty regularly and saw some of his clips. And boy, do I love goofing on Darkside Phil. So I was right on the verge of becoming a fan of his. But then he had quite the meltdown in early 2023. And lost me as a fan of even his clips. So a big part of that was him kind of dabbling the Dabbleverse, that is. And then he just backed off. I know one of the reasons is because Shuli shared some private texts, which, come on, Shuli, that's a dick move. And he started really shitting on everyone like, they don't do a show, we do a show. No, Carl Hamburger does not do a morning radio show like you're trying to do, but he does have a show that he puts on. It's just not in the format of morning radio. Definitely some morning radio influences, but that's my response to that, Kinky Loco, is that good for Aaron for getting Crumbum interested. I'm interested in the second mic. I would also accept the third mic as well, because he does get some super chats. He actually turned into Darkside Phil. His begging is very reminiscent of the Darkside Phil model, and it didn't seem like he was doing that until he started doing that. Oh, actually, before I get to Aaron, Spurgsnake over on my Discord shared this with me. There is an Imholte divorce countdown happening. About a year and a half is what they have put the odds on. I think that's about accurate. I don't know whether to take the under or the over. Whoever put this into place really chose some good odds. I don't know whether to put my money on the under or the over. And something else that Spurgsnake shared is the signs of Klinefelter syndrome. Actually, Aaron does give me a nice segue into that Klinefelter syndrome. So let me get to Aaron. Take it away, you, sir, who does a show, whereas apparently other people don't do a show, Mr. Imholte.
199 from Kiff Dunnage says Steel Toe Morning Show is a national treasure. Aaron is built different. Wow, am I really? Am I built different? I've always thought that about myself. But that's something that other people have to say about you. You can't say you're built different.
Being that he's built different, I did preview this a little bit. That does lead me to that Klinefelter syndrome. MK Ultra is taking the under, thinking 6 months after last night's show. But some of the people over at Spurgtopia have pointed out that April is a strong-headed individual, and the fact that we are taking bets on this marriage not lasting long may go with the over. The fact that she's kind of bullheaded, and that is a good quality. The fact that she is very strong-willed and speaks her mind, as we've seen. Oh boy, a lot of people are aware that in talking of how their marriage works, April Imholte absolutely buried Aaron's sexual prowess. And that has become a running gag in the Steel Toe Morning Show, Steel Toe Boring Show community, is that Aaron cannot please his wife because April done said it on the air. And both myself and Spurgsnake have got interest in April. She is a Minnesota 9, maybe a 9.5. She is a good-looking woman. Yes, indeed, she does have a forehead that's a little big. I think mine's a little big, too. So we can go and have a forehead off, April. Aaron admitting that he is built different. So this is a good segue over into the Klinefelter syndrome. Can you see that? Let's go ahead and make that even bigger. So the signs of having Klinefelter syndrome is a taller, less muscular body than males their age. That is true. Broader hips and longer legs. He does have an odd shape, larger breasts. I do not know why Aaron ripped off his shirt. Actually, I think he's a wrestling fan. It was to do like a Hulk Hogan type of thing, and he ripped off his shirt. He has got some solid B cups. Weaker bones. I haven't seen him with a cast, so that one's questionable. Low energy level. He does need a co-host to bounce off of to keep his energy level up. A smaller penis and testicles. That goes along with not pleasing his wife. So it's quite rumored that his penis and testicles are below average. Or if he is packing, he does not know how to use it. Delay in puberty. We don't know that less facial. We haven't seen him with facial hair, but I do have enough facial hair for both of us to make up for that Klinefelter syndrome that you have going on. Yes, KB, big forehead gang. Looks like we have got another member along with me and April Imholte in the giant forehead gang going on. So, Aaron, what other super chats did you get? Hopefully he will do a show, as he says, and not just read super chats, as Kevin Brennan has been accused of doing. One of my listeners actually pointed out that he used to be a big Kevin Brennan fan, and he believes that the show is absolutely become a super chat reading show, and he's lost him as a fan. He talked about going to see him at a local comedy club back in 2017 and absolutely loving it, but yeah, apparently Kevin Brennan's super chat show is losing a longtime fan.
Different. That sounds gay. But if someone else says it about you, then it's fine. Turtle with $2 says, don't hit April. Let's go chat. Wasabista says, methinks thou dost protest too much about the guy in the garage. There's no guy in the garage. I have not, despite what the rumors say, I have not abducted a black man and locked him.
That would be good to get April where she needs to be, because as I've said, I am a polyamorous fellow, and I enjoy dating married women or women who already have a primary partner. Like, I fit into your life as someone who can have a good time with you, but not as someone who would be a father to your children. So maybe Aaron is doing the same thing with April, realizing that his sexual prowess is going to go with the under, as MK Ultra is betting over there. So getting a big thick cock into that marriage to help. I don't know if he's into cucking, but you can go into the other room. I'm not into cucking. I'll be part of the gangbang, but cucking, I need to participate myself. That not a cuckster.
Him in my garage. Okay? Can we put that rumor to bed now? Thank you. King Kong Dong with $5.
Well, we need someone to go to bed with, April, because you're having some problem there. Thanks for joining Scott Fitzpatrick and getting to my shill segment before I have gotten to my shill segment to flick that bean. KB, you are unfamiliar with my weird views on dating. Yes, polyamorous fellow, a kinky fellow. Kinky Loco has it in his name, but yeah, I'm right out there with it. I believe in different things for different people. I am not a monogamous fellow. I can be for the right woman, but I do enjoy dating women who have that primary partner and being that little side piece. So, Aaron, if that man in the garage ever escapes, you can bring me in to help keep that wife around. And actually, there was someone I dated that had a special guest room just for fucking. And it was on the different floor because they didn't like hearing it, but they were very accommodating to the partner of their partner.
$5 says, Aaron, we know you don't have a black in the garage. You have a new chained to the desk for taxes and banking. You're not a savage. Oh, he means Jew. Not a new, a Jew.
Jacob jumping to conclusions there. And as I just explained, not a cucker. Gangbanger, yay. Sharing a partner, yay. But nay to sitting in the corner watching the fucking happening. I need to be part of the fucking or not be around.
210 away from today. Thank you guys very much. Let's see what we've got from the audience. We're going to catch up with the chat.
I'm doing the same thing.
And then we're going to do ourselves a nice little show today. We got a lot of stuff. I'm finally going to do that Keno Casino breakdown of our hot tub stream. Those guys were actually really funny with it. That, like, just because someone watches your show and shits on it doesn't mean it's not funny. Like, there could be moments where
Aaron used to roll with the punches a lot better than he does now of people who shit on his show. But yeah, something happened in 2023. A lot of people point to Melton of NLO, Nobody Likes Onions, that really broke Aaron Imholte and got him to this place where he's at, just absolutely losing fans. As I said, someone on the verge like me of watching clips. I was going to watch some live shows, but yeah, something happened to you, Aaron. You need some help. That's why me and Crumbum are here to sit into that second and third mic. And I will accept that third mic position as well if you would like to rotate me and Crumbum in there to help when you really get your wife so pissed off that she has to go away.
It's where people are. It's when people get mad at us and people are like doing it like, see, I told you they're pieces of shit, this and that. It's like, okay, you're just too invested. You're not having a good time. You're just being kind of weird. This is like Melton, Chad, guys like that. They've kind of exhibited more like stalkery, angry, crazy person behavior. So you can't really be funny when you're doing that. But the Keno Casino guys, the Worski and PP.
Looks like he just farted and he couldn't take it himself. That little pitching of the nose. Good to see you back, Comrade Cheadle. You were one of the first people, you and G-Rob, to find me here. And yes, Jacob, I have been in an interracial relationship. She was looking for a main guy, and I think it has to do with how I grew up and when my parents got a divorce, and clearly their romantic relationships were above their relationship with their children. So I've just become accustomed and comfortable with not being number one, being number two. I'm used to being shit.
PP, they were actually really funny with it. And it didn't hurt them at all that it got really gay in that stream, and I didn't realize it until I watched their clips back. Chris says, Aaron knows so much about girls. We learn. Yes, of course. Fauci's Pangolin with $10 says, for the gimp that you love. I don't have, there's no GIMP. I'm telling you, there's no GIMP. $4.99 from.
That's what you say. Well, if there isn't a GIMP, you should have a GIMP. April, let it slide. Your weenie doesn't do it for her vagina. So, to keep this marriage alive, open that shit up.
Red Fox Matt, he says, April, trust in God, pray, and let God handle it. Everything will be okay. Oh, my God. God's involved now? Jesus. I guess I can let go.
God and Jesus. And it seems like a lot of religious people don't seem to know the difference between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Jesus is the Son, not God himself. I'm not a religious guy, but even I know that.
In that case. All right, now we move on. We do ourselves a fun little show today. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Electric chair. Oh, we get to talk about execution. That's always fun. Anytime you can talk about the death penalty, everyone's having a great time. There's a Snoop Dogg and Master P lawsuit about cereal. I learned.
Here we go. Onto the show. Done with reading comments as he claims that other people don't do a show. Wouldn't that fall under not doing a show? Just reading the comments for an hour straight? And he is a little bit floundering. April Imholte did run off. Do we have a picture of her here on the divorce count? Yeah, there's April, our Minnesota 9.5. And keep imholtedivorce.com, keeping track of what is going on. And I saw someone over here taking the under, but not by much. That was Spurg Snake. So yeah, I'm on the bubble of whether to go under or over. Spurg Snake is under. MK Ultra is under.
Learned today that Snoop Dogg and Master P have a cereal together, and their cereal apparently has been like hidden from the shelves. It's some kind of conspiracy by Post. Something with the cereal, and they're suing now because of it. Magic 8 Ball says, I'm watching April right now on OnlyFans. God damn it, I knew it.
Oh, how appropriate of a timing, Jacob. Ever thought of an OnlyFans? I have been in discussions of a puppet OnlyFans. Both me and Electra from the Hack Ride channel have had some parallel thinking with starting an Only Puppets. It seems like we have a little different idea of how to go about it. About it? I said that weird. I think that it should be puppets fucking people. She was talking about puppets fucking puppets. I believe puppets fucking people. I would like to get some puppets that are custom made. One that I can open with the mouth and a little tongue to do a little tongue flicking. We do need a puppet that's good at some deep throating. It's a market that is unfilled. People fucking puppets. And it is a wide open market. So I believe that is what will get me some viewers on OnlyFans and set me apart. Waver is looking for some puppet on puppet action. And Married Guy, I'm sorry that I'm covering the boring show. I am trying to make up for Steel Toe boring show. And I swear he wasn't boring in 2022. 2023 onward. Yep.
Poignant Pachyderm says April puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. That's not, no.
The GIMP hose.
It's not true.
She doesn't want the Aaron hose. She gets that enough, and it doesn't get the job done. She needs the GIMP hose, the nice, big, thick hose from the GIMP in the garage.
Not what it is. Electric shoes are more yes, I agree.
And there was April's hand coming in to grab her drink. I'm not coming back, but I'm thirsty. I need this.
Lip ripper. All right, let's get down to business today. We got plenty to get around to. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, memberships, etc. $200 away from today. We appreciate the generosity of this fine audience. South Carolina is looking to now wait a minute. Is South Carolina the one who just like dry iced a guy to death or whatever it was? What did they do?
That's news to me. Dry icing a guy. Is that the new tar and feathering? Dry icing a guy? And it may be taken out of context, whereas you see tarring and feathering as like a comedy spot. Oh no, that is fucking wretched. Putting hot tar on your body and then feathering. Like dry icing. Actually, Triple H had a WrestleMania intro one year where he put dry ice on his abs to make it look cool in the black light and fucking gave himself burns because dry ice will fucking burn you. Married guy knows something about April's new job. I am unsure about the new job that April has, but if she has a new job, that's just even more reason for Aaron Imholt to bring me and Crumbum in on the rotating second and third mic. Wasn't Corey Adam a third mic, second mic for a bit, and now he's off doing his own thing?
Filled like a gas mask full of nitrogen. Or not, yeah, I think it was nitrogen. And they just killed the guy that way. They just filled his lungs with nitrogen and put him to death. And it's funny, depending on who you ask, no, they didn't give him laughing gas, Mr. Q. Or did they? Is that really what it was? No, it was Alabama. Alabama is where they did this.
Sweet home Alabama. They put nitrogen in a guy's lungs. Some laughing gas. Apparently, they did not have the Joker's laughing gas. I would want that laughing gas if I was going to get any type of death sentence, because at least I'd have some fun for a bit before I die. Or actually, that transforms you, doesn't it? Well, I think I've seen two different versions of the Joker's laughing gas, where it turns you into one of his minions, or it just outright kills you, like in Batman 1989. So Married Guy and MK Ultra have some inside information that April is definitely working again. She is trying to get something else going other than being on her husband's show and hastening their divorce.
And they did
and that will be better for the over people, her spending less time with Aaron Imholt if she's able to not be his regular second mic and start getting out of the house a bit more.
The nitrogen, and they just injected it straight into his mouth and nose, and he just stopped breathing and he died. Alabama with nitrogen. Thank you, Toastmaster. So now other states are looking for creative ways to kill people because the drugs they sell for the executions, like people are starting to not make them. It's like a form of activism. They don't want them used for the death penalty because they're against it.
And the firing squad is actually illegal in a bunch of states now. Or is it all states? You're in good hands with the execution system. The regular injection, that is the go-to now. I don't think the guillotine is legal anywhere, but that would be a fun way to go, is by guillotine. Doug Stanhope said the reason that he hasn't taken his own life is because he hasn't found an entertaining enough way. But one of his specials, he did mention a fan gave him a way of how he could decapitate himself and super glue his head to his hands while being suspended in air. So he would then just be tossing his decapitated head up and down without it going anywhere. I've got to listen to Stanhope's new specials. It's been a while since I listened to Stanhope. I saw him live, and he did 30 minutes on the China porn. I don't know if that made it to a special, but god damn, he almost his entire time he was talking about ordering a porno on the hotel pay-per-view system, and it shows up, in case you're embarrassed, as another movie. I don't give a shit. And I hope that's recorded somewhere. That was fucking great, his take on the China porn.
So they've stopped making the drugs, and now there's a shortage of those drugs. Well, South Carolina. So now states like South Carolina have a decision to make. Either you have to get rid of the death penalty, like the commies.
That doesn't sound like Alabama.
Or you have to find new and exciting ways to kill a motherfucker. And thank God that most of these states, ironically in the Bible Belt, are choosing to find brand new ways to kill a motherfucker.
New and exciting ways.
South Carolina is actually bringing back an old way.
Guillotine?
And making it new. You know what South Carolina wants to do? Old Sparky.
Ooh,
South Carolina is looking to restart executions with the electric chair, also considering bringing in the firing squad, saying that a painless death.
Hooray! All right, South Carolina, I am down for the firing squad, and they actually do have a way of taking a little bit of guilt away from the firing squad members. One of the guns is filled with blanks. So one of you who shot this man to death did not actually shoot him to death. Do not carry that guilt with you forever, because maybe you didn't kill him.
Death is not required. This is so awesome. So the Bible Belt, in the face of sparing a man's life or putting them to death in a painful way, said, the whole quick and painless thing is not exactly a rule. They're basically pulling up Pirates of the Caribbean, and they're going, quick and painless death is more of a guideline, really, than a rule. Lawyers for a group of South Carolina death row inmates.
Maybe a walking of the plank. That also is not painless. I know that the cruel and unusual punishment, they're trying to get these deaths of an inmate into a painless type of area, which is why I think old Sparky was retired, because they're saying that one is not quick and painless, but it's certainly entertaining for the people watching, much more entertaining than the lethal injection. Drive-by suggesting that perhaps April is slinging drinks at Stoney's bar, and she does have an inn over there at Stoney's. She's there in the right-hand corner of every episode of Steel Toe Morning Show. And that seems to be the consensus in the chat, is that she is back to slinging drinks, MK Ultra and Sheila Aliens believe, and that does bring in the money, especially when you are a Minnesota 9.5. What does the chat think? Is April a Minnesota 9.5? I go back and forth. She's not a Minnesota 10, but to me, she's at minimum a Minnesota 9. Definitely not a Rochester 2. She blows the doors off of being a Rochester number.
Who have run appeals argue to the state Supreme Court that two of the state's forms of execution, the old electric chair method and new firing squad method, are cruel and unusual punishments. So the state claims that painless deaths are not mandated. That is so funny to hear from a state. They're like, I mean, we can torture a motherfucker if we want to. We just haven't wanted to, but don't push me. The lawyers for the 4 inmates also argued that a 2023 law created to allow lethal injections to restart hides, or to allow lethal injections to restart. There should be a comma there. Hides too many details about the new drug and protocol used to kill inmates. God, we worry.
And we say that that's a painless way to die, but it was invented by the Third Reich, and they weren't exactly known for their painless deaths. And MK Ultra, absolutely. If April is bringing in the money and gets Aaron to scale back on his begging, that would be fucking great. So he could do a show again, as he claims to do. I do a show. MK Ultra also believing that April is a Minnesota 9 and deployment 11. Ooh, watch out for those assaults there, April, if you're out for deployment. They're being one of the few ladies out there on deployment. Watch yourself.
Worry a lot about how we're going to kill these guys, don't we? We don't typically worry too much about the crime they did. Like now we have like no cash bail and everything else. And we let them out very easily. But boy, when it comes to killing them, we sure do agonize. You'd think it would just be a thing where you could get rid of them and be done with it. But everybody's going to file lawsuits. There's 33 inmates that currently sit on South Carolina's death row. There has not been a formal moratorium on the death penalty, but
So I'm something of a tree-hugging hippie, and I don't like how arbitrary we think of death in our society. I think that we need to kill less animals or more humans. We need to be consistent with life being either precious or not precious. So the slaughterhouses, we're killing a lot of animals all the time, but human life is precious. I want them evened out one way or another. Kill less animals or kill more humans, and then I will be happy, and it will be less hypocritical the way that we think of death and life being precious or not. And De La absolutely would not with April. Bad genes and poor judgment. She married Aaron. What other bad choices will she make in the future? That's why I don't want to be her primary partner. I just want to be a supportive secondary partner.
But the state has not performed an execution in nearly 13 years after the drugs it used for lethal injection expired, and companies refused to sell more to prison officials unless they could hide their identities from the public. That's what it is. The drug companies do want to sell the drugs.
And selling them
But
to
the
lethal
problem is-
injections, that gets the numbers up. If you take away lethal injections, our numbers go down. And the pharmaceutical companies, they do have them a nice, powerful bunch of lobbyists that can make sure that they keep selling them drugs one way or another.
Like, not pro-life. What would you call them? Anti-death penalty organizations. I guess that's technically pro-life. Anti-death penalty organizations find out who's been selling the drugs to these states, and they boycott them.
That's a different variation of pro-life.
And they, do call campaigns and try to cancel them and everything else. So they've decided that, look, unless you can promise that they'll never find out we gave you these. It's kind of like when a girl hangs out with you outside of school and tells you not to tell your friends because she doesn't want any kind of like PR heat because you're kind of a dork. It's that kind of a thing. Not that I ever encountered.
I'll look at him. He was covering himself already as I was about to jump in and say, you've got experience with that. No, I don't.
That myself. During a hearing, the justices questioned whether the firing squad should be considered a banned unusual punishment, since it has only been used in the U.S. 3 times in the past 50 years, all of which were carried out in Utah. Nice. Literally the most religious state in the country. They also questioned the electric conductivity of the human skull and asked if modern science has found the electric chair to be more painful and cruel than a century ago.
As long as you put the sponge on the head, it shouldn't be too cruel and unusual, as seen in the Green Mile of that guy, the guard, who really wanted to see some fireworks. It's cruel and unusual if you don't wet that sponge and put it on their head.
How good of a conductor is the brain? Is that what they're asking? We could ask Monsieur Candy. He's really good at, taking a look at skulls and seeing what they could do, and just ask that guy. I love that the state of South Carolina is being called on the carpet, though, for all of this, for all of these ways to kill people. And when people go, hey, this could be cruel and unusual because these deaths might take a long time, I love how South Carolina's response is, who said it couldn't take a long time? That's actually a good counterpoint because people don't see that one coming. They'd be like, aha, I told you, killing.
I can't quite think of an ejaculation joke there, but the wheels are turning, not quite turning enough.
Someone this way is slower than the other way, and you expect them to go, well, how about this way? Or no, we have studies that show that it's instead what you could do is if you're South Carolina, you just go, yeah, so what? Nobody said it had to be quick and easy. And then the other side just goes, hold on a minute. Wait, you're actually... We weren't prepared for you to defend the whole not quick and easy thing. I'm using socialist media becoming a steel toe bro. Thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate that. $200 away from today's goal, and we appreciate.
Back to the begging. Whenever you bring up the money, it does make people believe that you're kind of begging a little bit. And apparently April was in tears the other night, and Aaron just telling her, avoid the negativity, just disconnect. It always works out. Yeah, just push it down until it becomes a nice little tumor or a cancer. Thanks for that insight, MK Ultra. Oh, we've got a quote from American Cupcake. All punishment must be cruel and unusual so that the punishment is effective. Robert from Starship Troopers. That is, a good way to look at capital punishment is through the eyes of Starship Troopers.
All of your kindness and generosity. Toastmaster says they give these guys 15 to 25 years of appeal. Mark Robinson says it's only really hurtful. Or I'm sorry, it's only really painful if you give them the dry head sponge.
He saw the Green Mile too.
Rank says let's get April back, or let's get back to April talk. Honestly, I don't know if April's coming.
Can you just have like an 8x10 picture of April there? We're missing out on the attractive portion of your show. And I know you have other co-hosts in there, which is why I'm throwing my hat into the ring. Let me help you fix this broken ass show. And if you will just bear with me for just one moment. A little bit of a shill segment. Aaron does it, so I'll do it too. I'm not monetized, but if you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Chatting helps, and when you leave a comment after the video is done, that also helps the algorithm for people to find me later as well. Dillon from somewhere at gmail.com to contact me for any random creative needs. I have basic video editing skills. I love to help with creative writing if you have any type of pieces that you would like. And oh yeah, Mr. Blue Sky submitted some songs. He also is a creative fellow. I've got to get his proper SoundCloud when I use his music in my TikTok around the clock, because there's like 500 fucking Mr. Blue Skies on there. I don't know who to credit his music to. So thanks for submitting those to me, Mr. Blue Sky. Oh yes, just one more plug before we get back to Aaron, who will also be doing some begging, because that's what Aaron does. I've got a Discord. You can come and join there. I'm hoping to get as fun as Spurgtopia one day. Spurgtopia is a whole lot of fun. I've got my own. Thank you, Daylaw, for setting that up. And I'm less of a boomer. I'm able to get that, figure out what the fuck to do there much more than I was a few months ago. And as you saw, I had the wrong link up there at first. What is this game with Annie? I'm not sure if we will be talking about Arkham Knight tomorrow. The guest that wanted to talk about it is dragging his feet on when to talk about it. So possibly an episode tomorrow. I was talking about something else we could do as a stopgap for the Arkham series. We just did Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, and those were both a lot of fun. So Arkham Knight coming up, if not tomorrow. We're waiting on the guest. Trucker Andy, you said you wanted to be a part of the show. Reply to the email. And I understand tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so that's a bit difficult for people who have loved ones, not like me.
Coming back, she came down here. She grabbed her coffee and her phone and all that stuff. I don't know what's up. I think she might have called it today. I don't know. She hasn't let me. I figure if she was gone for the day, she'd let me know. So I don't know.
Let's just do a little scan. Gone. Yeah, she's gone for the day. She did not return to the
Chili
show.
Recipe says if only April had a dry sponge. Melendez Meat Pocket says cruel and unusual punishment is
April has a dry sponge. Since you don't have that gimp in the garage, she has got a very dry sponge. Help get April's sponge wet. Get yourself a gimp so your limp dick can keep her around. It's whatever you do for her in the relationship that keeps her around. It obviously isn't the sex. She said so on air. So she needs to be fucked right by somebody. I would also like to put my hat in the ring for that.
Having to watch this show. Hey, David Chandler says, high fructose corn syrup. The beatus will get them. Oh, that's a nice slow death. Just slowly give them all diabetes. April says, I thought you told me to take the day off a bunch of times. Well, I just, okay, that's fine. I was just saying, let me know if that's what you're doing. And I will, I'll plan accordingly. here's what I'm going to do. Ready? I should do my hair and my makeup and all that stuff, because I know this is going to get clipped all over the place today, and I'm going to end up...
You are correct, sir. I actually was going to do another episode where Aaron was solo from a week or two before, but it was twice within about a week and a half that Aaron ended up doing some solo shows, with April getting all angry at him in the chat.
All over the place, just, oh, look at it. Oh, it's over. Oh, he's done now. Oh, Aaron's finished. Here we go. I should just probably how do I look my most glamorous? Is this? That's too.
Let's do some sexy poses.
I don't think
sure.
that's gonna work. How about this one?
Oh, that's not bad. Now, if you could
That's kind of
complete the look, doing that.
I'll figure it out. You guys look,
and being on your bed with the telephone next to your ears, with your legs doing that little thing of the little back and forth, that would complete that little pretty look that you're trying to get going there.
Guys, clip my face as bad as you possibly can for all of the it's over steel toe, steel toe divorce, all of those, like all the clips you're going to do today, make sure you clip me making a face that makes me look really downtrodden and sad, like this one. Ready?
Get the mic away from your face.
There we go. That was kind of fishy.
I could have used that for the thumbnail today if the mic wasn't in front of your fucking face. That messes up.
You get the idea. I've enjoyed her. Bum says, in all seriousness, April, take the day off. It's 100% fine. We will see you next time. Yeah, look, like I said before the show.
Fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is leading to a divorce a year and a half from now. And two chatters have said they're taking the under on that one. G Rob saying Aaron could never be sexy. And yeah, you've got to be very charismatic when you look like that. Luckily, I'm at least a 6. I'm on the I'm above a 5. I'm at least slightly above average. I call myself a not ugly guy. So yeah, you be the charismatic one, I'll be the pretty one, and we still don't have a pretty one, a real pretty one if April isn't there. Today's audience matches. We have 20 people. Thanks for joining. It got a little over at some point. My first chatting with beloved chatters with Dr. Spaghetti Tooth John reached these numbers, and there was one other one. So thank you all for making this a record-tying episode for live viewers here on Co-Host Auditions. I hope you'll come back and see some more.
The show, I said, just take the day. Don't worry about it. I got this. Hobo says, okay, maybe I should lay off on the comments. I hope April's mental health is okay. Maybe we're starting to get to her. I will absolve you all of your guilt. She is tired. She could probably use a little extra sleep.
She's not exhausted from the sex. Maybe she's exhausted from staying up all night being unsatisfied.
She's got some stuff going on in life in general, and it's just a little overwhelming. And sometimes you ever just tired? Have you ever been tired and you're just really, really big? Like you guys are making this, I think, a lot darker than it is. Are you ever just tired? You didn't get a lot of sleep,
we are.
And then you're married to a retard. And no.
Yeah, that's it. You guys are making it darker. There's nothing bad going on, really.
Yeah, that's a ticket. Yeah.
I'm a good guy. But you just have a lot of shit going on, and it's all just piling up. It's not even necessarily bad. It's just overwhelming. And then you combine that with you're not sleeping a lot and you're stressed, and you just kind of have a little mini break. It happens from
a stroke. Are you talking about a stroke?
From time to time. So don't worry. Don't get all fucking goofy and everything. You're fine. Don't do my job today is just to tell everybody they're fine. You know, like April, you're fine. Chat, oh, I feel like maybe we've been too mean and that's bothering her and everything else. You guys are fine. Guys, the vibe today is fun. We're having a good time. Don't get all bummed out. Oh, boy.
He's having a good time.
Oh, good for you.
Good for you, having a good time with nothing bad going on in front or behind the scenes. It's all just mild stuff.
Corn Diff says, okay, so legit, if April was my chick and I was in your situation, I would end the stream right now and go upstairs to apologize profusely for my behavior, maybe rub her feet and bring her some snacks. It's not about me. What?
It's not about me. It is her that has a lot going on. Not us, not we having a problem. Absolutely, MK Ultra. Placing all this on those woman problems that she is having.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Mike Erb says, who is Aaron convincing? Oh, I tell you this. This is like that sex episode all over again. I'm going to get fucking crucified for this one.
Kinky Loco, there's some dude feet for you. So he doesn't wear shoes. Actually, I don't wear shoes either. Usually I have socked feet, but I guess that really doesn't matter. And I guess that Aaron lets everyone know that they're having a good time by saying we're having a good time. And Spurgsnake asking, how do we know if we're having a good time here on co-host auditions if I don't tell them? Like, if I don't tell you all, like Aaron does on his show. Gee whiz. That's something I'm going to have to be aware of.
This one. Aaron, stop waking her up at 4 a.m. to fuck. Let her sleep in. It is selfish of me.
That was such a dismissive, like, cheers and facial expression that he had. And MK Ultra literally can't comprehend that he should be helping her, as the chat in Steel Toe is saying, hey, guy, I know this is how you make your living, but wife problems, they should come before show shit. But Aaron, he stays on here. We're at an hour and 3 minutes of what was going on with the Steel Toe Morning Show on this day of a 4.5 hour show. He waited another 3.5 hours to go and address his wife and what is going on with her problems, not our problems. Hoping that she would come back.
I'm really maybe it is my fault in that regard. Radio Victor says it's okay, April. It's cruel and unusual punishment to have to do a show with this fag. Oh. You know what, guys?
It seems like he's running out of steam here, and he still has 3.5 hours of show. You seem to be losing it, but nope. Let's not go to the wife.
You need me.
Let's keep doing the show.
I can sense that you guys need me to be left in the trenches taking grenades. I feel like this is part of your process. Turtle with $2 says, we love April.
I know that this show is important to your day. And I saw the figures recently of the viewers. They have dropped. I believe he used to get around 700 live, and now it's around 200 live, if I remember correctly. So we have got the hardcore people who have not dropped off, that apparently this is very important to their day. More important than saving your marriage.
Lofi, you better step up. All right.
He is helping you guys with the under on that.
Orange
divorce.
Boy says, we're having fun. Things are happening. Poignant Pachyderm says, a really good husband would be there for her right now. Flowers, chocolates, vitamins, and rom-coms in hand.
He is making such dismissive faces over and over again as the chat is saying, hey, we can clearly see something is going on. Go address the wife. We'll be good. We'll go and watch something else this morning. We'll turn on the old terrestrial radio and listening what's happening on the morning zoo.
This is going to be a fucking good day. This is a radio moment right here. This is one of those times where no matter what I do, I am fucked. Aaron, you know what a good guy would do? He would leave work.
Oh, you're being like WWE when Owen Hart fell to his death. We're damned if we shut down the show. We're damned if we don't. No, it was an active crime scene, that ring. You should have shut it the fuck down and refunded people their pay-per-view money.
Right now,
instead of having Jeff Jarrett come out and wrestle a fucking match and perform where one of his best friends just fucking died, or at the very minimum was very badly hurt, because he didn't die immediately, but I don't think he made it to the hospital, did Owen Hart. So here we have Aaron Imholte. April is playing the part of Owen Hart, and Aaron Imholte is playing the part of Vince McMahon. And luckily, there isn't anyone around to be his lady, who they had the special little room for, where people had. Well, let's get off that. That's I got to find a way to make that fun. Just mentioning what went on there isn't fun.
Would end the stream
without having jokes already.
He would go upstairs. Yeah, that's right. So if I continue doing a show today, I'm a piece of shit and a terrible human being. I understand that. Hobo Chili Recipe says, if I were you, I would stop the show, call my lawyer, and say, hey, I got another one to give. See, now that's... David Chandler says, God damn it, we're having fun. Now smile, motherfucker. I'm trying to set everyone else at ease.
The chat is making up for Aaron not saying we're having fun. The chat, we're having fun. This is how fun happens, is you declare it. You just don't have it.
Corn Dip says, hold up, maybe we can fuck with you on this for a while and change topics. Are you barefoot right now? I can't be barefoot in my own home. Also, another question, why are these jeans so tight around the ankles?
Okay, I'm not enjoying these feet as much
unnerving.
as Kinky Loco
Why
does.
can't I be barefoot in my own home? I figure I have to give Wiki Feet a little
I
something.
don't know, something about being socked in your own
Look at those
home seems
monsters.
more professional while doing a
Look at
show.
those. They're going to find these
Ugh.
one day.
Stop it.
Like they're going to be
Take 'em
digging
away.
thousands of years from now, and they're going to find these feet. They're going to be like, this is what snowshoes look like. Dr. Silverwolf says a good husband would keep working, let the dame sort herself. Cheeseburger Pie with $2 says nice Roy Orbison shirt, Aaron. It's Tommy from Goodfellas. It's not.
I thought it was Roy Orbison too. And here I have a shirt to match him. I have got Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens here in his mugshot. The last time I wore this shirt, he died that day. So maybe wearing it again will reanimate his corpse. Oh, Electra, you don't know what happened in the room there. Ooh, boy. Yeah, let me come back to that when I've got some jokes prepared. As I was starting to go down that road, it's a bit dark and not fun talking about that when I don't have jokes prepared. But he did shit on a woman's head. That is in a legal document that was on the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal's report on what Vince McMahon did to that employee read very much like a hustler letter. So yeah, we'll return to that when my brain is working better to make some funny happen with something that isn't funny. But besides the shitting on the head, that's funny, despite the fact that it was a terrible situation. Other than that,
God damn it. Colt C says I go barefoot as much as possible. Attaboy. Aaron's becoming Stuttering John. Yes, of course. Absolutely, I'm Stuttering John. That's the gayest fucking thing any human being. Can you imagine that that's who you are as a person? That you watch YouTube streams and you go, this person is Stuttering John. Ew. I look at people like that and I go, you know what? I'm okay. I'm all right. Poignant Pachyderm says the paint is peeling. Put some socks on, you flower child. Is there something wrong with this?
yes.
Turtle says, I want a refund. Money for April feet, not your Hobbit abortions. These are not bad feet. I know that I get shit on for just about everything. I'm the worst guy who's ever lived. I get that part. I can handle that. I've been the villain for years. But
Aaron is a pro wrestling fan, so he does enjoy being the heel. He actually has a remix of Bret Hart's music for his opening. So yeah, that's another thing that actually got me to be like, I might like this guy. I'm a Bret Hart guy. I wasn't a Shawn Michaels guy. Shawn Michaels' style ruined wrestling, and now it's all about the flippy doos, like Shawn Michaels did, and not about the technical aspect like Bret Hart did. So apparently Aaron did not hit his goal enough to buy a boom arm for both him and April. If he bought one for 30, you could get two for $55. So MK Ultra is absolutely familiar with these technical aspects that Aaron could use to upgrade his show for both him and his wife. As you can see here, yeah, he's got a nice long boom arm, whereas April's is just sitting there on the table.
these are not bad feet. They're large. They're off-putting in that regard. Like my feet are bad in the sense that they're large and creepy, but they're not like bad looking. They're not discolored. They're kind of, if you look at them from the top view, they're kind of dainty. I'm not upset about my feet. Thank you very much. Wasabista says, Aaron has little boy feet. The Packer backer says, why end the show? April won't suddenly be happier and Aaron will be short 350. Yeah, there's negatives on both sides.
And they're probably talking $3.50. Is that what they're saying? You can stay on for many more hours and get paid $3.50, which is, he is now becoming Dark Side Phil, the man who got me interested in him. I love going down the Dark Side Phil rabbit hole, but the Aaron Imholte rabbit hole looks very similar with all this begging and making $6 in his last 3 hours of a stream.
Sides. Nice Frank Sinatra shirt. By the way, your feet stink. It's Tommy from Good. fine. Mr. St. Caesar says, this is how you wait for Gino when he shows up. Well, yeah, of course. You got to be sexy for your man, right? Somebody is PayPaling to see Aaron's feet, says Colt C. No, I think more than that, I think people are PayPaling for me to put them down. That's a bitching Johnny Cash shirt, says Roots Calhoun. Thank you. Poignant Pachyderm says, nice fungus. What year did that start? There is I have no foot fungus. Absolutely none. My dad, I remember growing up, my dad had horrible foot fungus.
Obviously, he is not streaming to Twitch. Twitch shut down seeing bare feet at all. They're like, no, not happening. We're not getting on there. But there are a lot more and more e-girls doing softcore porn-adjacent type material. So no feet on Twitch, but porn-adjacent material, yay, on Twitch.
Like, he had the cracks and the discoloration and all that. He had Tenactin. You remember Boom, Tough Actin, Tenactin? My mom would spray that shit on his feet from all the cracks in between the toes and because it was not bacteria. It's like a fungus, isn't it? Athlete's foot. My dad would have fungus on his feet. And he would like soak them in the salt water. What was that stuff? The Epsom salt or whatever.
Aaron's hairline is looking very much like James Rolfe's hairline. I actually wonder if I should start using that minoxidil to keep this hairline where it's at. Because it has receded slightly, not a lot, but I like my hair. I got good hair, unlike Aaron here, who has it kind of looks like a vampire. Looks like he's got that Dracula hair going on. Look at how he combs that hair. And there is that procedure. The hair plugs have improved a lot. Anthony Cumia got it. A lot of wrestlers, Chavo Guerrero and Christian Cage, got that upgraded one. Jimmy Kimmel got his hair plugs right before they upgraded the surgery, and they don't look like little Barbie hair like they did when it first came out, but he has an ugly scar on the back of the neck from where they took those. Hope you're having a good hair day. Thank you, Electra. I am having a good hair day. When I saw that just out of the corner of my eye, I thought that was another reference to having a good time, as some of you chatters have been jumping on to announcing that we're having a good time.
Like foot
absolutely unable to tell if we're having a good time unless it's announced. Thank you, Aaron, for pointing that out for us.
Fucking hell. It's days like this that I thank God that I have perfect feet. Really. Cheeto says, Aaron, I have a weather update. It's raining. Back to you. All right. Thank you very much. Eaton Clam says, your dad sounds like he worked for a living. He did. He was a union baker for 30 years, and then he retired with the full pension back when they used to do that still. Cool Ruth Bader Ginsburg shirt, Aaron. Thank you, Loaded Wrench. Fauci's Penguin says Aaron actually has small feet. I guess.
All right. Looks like he is not losing any more energy. Aaron is at least keeping steady with this energy loss that he is experiencing here, but less than a third of the way through his show.
Fall far from the tree. Somebody says, question, do you get along with your parents? Yes, I do. My parents are fine. Root says, yeah, your dad had a real fucking job. Yes, he did. And his son is barely keeping his broadcasting career together.
Ooh, a little self-awareness. April, bartend, bring home them bills so I can actually do a show instead of just begging on the internet.
Keyword barely. All right. Paul Harnelson, he probably did this thing called working. Of course,
Aaron's in-laws hate him. I have heard a little bit about that, Spurg Snake, because they got a quickie marriage in Vegas. I believe that April Imholte's family wasn't a big fan of Aaron, and her being the very bullheaded individual that she is, absolutely said, "Fuck you, family. I do what I want. This guy you tell me not to be with, I'm going to be with him forever," which does bode well for those taking the over in the Imholte divorce, that she sees that everyone's like, come on, April, get out of there. No, I will do things that are my choice. I will not listen to you.
For a living. Foreign concept, I know. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. All right, we are inside of 200 for today. Thank you guys very much. 195 away from hammering this out, and very early on in the show. Wow, thank you. I say get it under 100 by 9.
And the thing is, KB, it's not a bad thing to just read chats. Earl Skakel, I've gotten into watching a little more regularly, and he has I call it a hang stream. Well, Obnoxious John called him a hang stream, and I started getting used to OJ doing those, and I stopped doing those. But Earl Skakel, he does like a hang stream where he reads chat and interacts with people, and that's fine if that's what you're doing. But Aaron claims that's not what he's doing, but he's doing it anyway.
9 o'clock, so in the next 2 hours. Let's get it under. All right, let's talk about Snoop Dogg and Master P's serial lawsuit. You know, it's hard to watch gangsters get into their 50s and 60s and watch them.
Oh, he started getting into this a while ago and then got way away from it. Thanks for joining Turbs McGurk. You are doing a great job over on Twitter with the Shuley Files. And yeah, right as I was about to post this to get a little bit of promotion, I saw your report of Crumbum coming in as the third mic. So looking forward to hopefully working with Crumbum and Aaron. Is Aaron going to have fun with this if he sees it? Or is Aaron going to get butthurt when he sees this?
Just become normal guys. Like in the 90s, Snoop Dogg was literally on trial for murder. They thought Snoop Dogg had murdered.
Yeah, funny. Literally minutes before I was going to post this to Spurgtopia, I saw that Turbs McGurk put up that report, but it might have helped this traffic. I'm getting good numbers for me. So yeah, me and Turbs McGurk, we are concerned about Aaron and the Steel Toe Morning Show, and we'll get a couple more minutes of Aaron. I do like to keep these shows at about an hour because it's just me, but we're having fun. There, I announced it. We're having fun. It's official. So we'll keep going for a little bit of extra time.
Murdered a guy, and he went through a trial. They went to the jury. They had to do the whole not guilty thing.
My stomach just said, fuck you, guy. Don't do extra time. We've got to eat before we go to work.
Snoop could have went to prison for 30 to 40 years for murder. And now today, he and his lawyers have crafted a well-thought-out argument as to why Post Cereal fucked them on their Snoop Dogg Master P cereal deal. It's just, if you would have gone back to like 96, 97, and you would have told the in-court on murder charges Snoop Dogg that he'd one day be suing over his breakfast cereal not being in enough store shelves, I think you guys might have some words. An attorney representing Snoop Dogg and Master...
They do need something. Aaron is just reading this story now, as Phil Elmore did when I did an episode on him a few weeks ago. They need something to save this sinking ship because they were on the way up in 2022. 2023 hit an iceberg and they're going down. Abandoned ship. The band is still playing, but the ship is going down, Aaron.
Master P has filed a lawsuit against Post Consumer Brands of Minnesota and Walmart, accusing both of sabotaging their cereal brand launched last year. The complaint was filed in Dakota County District Court on Tuesday, the headquarters of Post Consumer Brands. So we're the spot. Like, Minnesota is ground zero for Snoop Dogg and Master P versus Post Cereal.
Yeah, this is...
Who would have thought that the biggest beef that No Limit Soldiers would have would be against the cereal company, the people who make Cookie Crisp? Isn't that Post? I think that's a Post one.
Nope, no Skull.
I think that's a Post cereal. Or Honeycomb. I know that's a Post cereal. Now I need to know. Is Cookie Crisp...
Okay, I've had enough of Aaron. If that's what you're going to do right now, is just do a bit of an internet search to find out who owns which cereal brand. And there is a TikToker who did this already, and he did the research to find out that, yep, it's just two different companies, two different overlords that run the cereal aisle with very few in the middle. Yeah, it's tapping out right here, right now. I'm going to do our next segment. We have got a little bit of TikTokery to get into. Since Aaron is looking for a co-host, we've got myself and Crumbum, both very interested in saving his sinking ship. And you could go and get another attractive lady to help you out with your show as well here. We have seen this dad joke comedian before. Her name is Athena Sky. So here, let's see her do a little bit more entertaining than Aaron was doing in the past hour.
Why do bees have such sticky hair? Because they use a honeycomb. Why is dark spelled?
Hey, and we were just talking about Honeycrisp. What a nice little lateral. Thank you, Athena Sky.
A K and not a C. Because you can't see in the dark. I told my boyfriend he should embrace his mistakes. He hugged me.
Heyo.
What do you call a deaf gynecologist?
And you would switch that around for April and Aaron. For her to embrace her mistakes, she would give Aaron a big ol' hug.
A lip reader.
Oh, I stepped on your punchline there. Sorry, Athena. So that was Athena Sky giving a few dad jokes, and we always close out the show the same way with a lady clown. And this one, we have a little bit of ventriloquism from Robot Liz 2.0, and she has some pre-recorded audio, and this is a great bit, even though it is pre-recorded. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Athena Sky, KB. She's over there on TikTok. She does her dad jokes, and I do like the caterpillars above her eyes. I like a much thicker eyebrow. Well, it can be too thick, but I just always think back to the 90s where the style was to make them little lines, and I fucking hate that. So on with Robot Liz 2.0 doing a little ventriloquism. We love puppets in this community, and she has a skeleton puppet.
So, you want ventriloquism, do you? All right, watch this. Hello, Alphonse. I've got a riddle for you. Why is a raven like a writing desk? I don't know. Why is a... Hey, that dummy can't hurt you. He's not even alive. He's dead.
Getting angry. Ooh, she's tattooed too. I'm a big fan of tattooed ladies. So that was Robot Liz 2.0 giving us a little bit of puppetry by just rehashing a Simpsons bit. And I am all for just rehashing Simpsons bits. I'm a big fan of that. As you could see in the Spurgtopia Discord, me and Sam V, the mayor of the town, went back and forth on Simpsons GIFs for quite a little while. And thank you all for joining, especially the new folks. Hope you enjoyed it enough to come back, give me a subscribe, a like, so on and so forth. Tomorrow is TikTok Around the Clock, where we analyze what the fuck was going on with TikTok Live at 2 different times around the clock. And no Thursday this show. I picked up an early shift at work, so skipping the Thursday show this week. But I am looking for more people to be beloved chatters on Chatting with Beloved Chatters. You can help me out by emailing me at dillonfromsomewhere@gmail.com saying I would love to chat with you on Beloved Chatters. And I do realize that's not for everybody. Like being a nice and witty on the keyboard versus talking, it is 2 different things. But Spurgsnake had a very good episode. I would like to do maybe a regular show with Spurgsnake. I enjoyed our back and forth. One commenter absolutely didn't. He fucking hated us. But I feel like that he is wrong. We had a good back and forth. And one more plug for my Discord there. And What Is This Game with Annie Orion, the WATP review girl, WITGS over on YouTube. We might have an episode tomorrow. Trucker Andy, very excited to come and talk about Arkham Knight, and hasn't confirmed. So hopefully he'll confirm. And but if he does, like, I can play. That's a big game. There is still a lot for me to do in Arkham Knight. I could take a whole nother week and have a lot more to report on. So thank you all for joining. TikTok Around the Clock tomorrow. We have, I forget who we have, because I've been preparing episode 30 and 31, so I'm getting them conflated with what's on tomorrow's episode and what's not. So I think I've rambled on long enough. It's time to go ahead and sign off for the final time. Thank you all for joining. Now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all. All join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right, dear honey, with the right and left date. Grand right and left, around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.